A lot of you guys saw me use the LA Girl Pro Concealers that I've been raving about. They're only $1.99, and I told every single person that I did makeup for, like, girl, you need your concealer, just go get the LA Girl Pro Concealer. And I even had some people was like, what? LA Girl? I felt the same way about LA Girl when I heard it. I was like, LA Girl, I'm scared to put that on my face or whatever. Like, certain products, cheap makeup products, I'm scared to put on my face. But I actually tried this out, the LA Girl Pro Concealer, and I absolutely love this concealer. If you're looking for something inexpensive to add to your highlight and contouring regimen, then try these concealers out. So for my shade, I like to use Toast. For my all over, this is if I need to spot treat any blemishes or anything like that, I can use Toast. And then to actually highlight, I like to use Toffee, which is just a step up. So I'm going to attempt to try to show you how I actually do this on camera. I'm not sure if this is going to look right because I really can't see myself in the camera and can't make sure that I'm staying in frame. So I'm going to attempt to do this. So what I do is just squeeze out the actual concealer and just put a little bit. And now you might be scared because it's brighter than what you normally would put on your face and stuff like that, but it's going to blend out perfectly. So the next thing that I would recommend is to get a sponge. Now you can use brushes or your fingertips to blend out the concealer, but I actually fell in love with beauty sponges now lately. So I like to use a damp sponge, and we're going to just spray this with some Fix Plus. That's just to make the sponge damp so it doesn't take off of your makeup. And then I'm just going to take my sponge and just pat this underneath my eyes. And I'm just going back and forth so that it distributes evenly underneath my eye. Just going back and forth. And you're going to look up so that you can get underneath your eye. And you're just going to keep patting until it's blended out perfectly. So I like to actually take it back here a little bit as well. And I already had on makeup, so I'm just putting this over my makeup. It's kind of washed away. And I like to drag it down just a little bit into my cheekbone so that it blends in with my blush or whatever I'm going to put on my cheeks, bronzer. So we're going to do the same thing to this side. And that's why I like this sponge, because it's pointed and it gets right underneath the eye. This is actually a dupe to the Beauty Blender. It's just cheaper. It doesn't last long as the Beauty Blender because, as you can see, this has cracked because I've washed it so much, and it actually started cracking on me. So the Beauty Blender does last a little bit longer. It should, because it's $20, but yeah, you definitely need you a blending sponge just to make sure it's blended out and that you don't have any harsh lines. Alright. So once that's blended out, then I like to just go back with the sides of the sponge and just go along the edges of where you apply the concealer, just to make sure it's blended in around the sides. And then you can go back over it with a setting powder, whatever type of setting powder you want to use. Normally I use a loose setting powder, but I'm just going to use my face powder. I'm going to use the same sponge. Just dap it in there. And just pat this on the concealer.